just me and my guitar.
Hey guys, Mark back here from Mark's Aquatics. On today's episode we're going to be putting the filter back together and planting this up. I've already put in some small dwarf grass in here, and the peat's already in there. They came, I don't know if you're aware of them, but they all come in the small little pots around this sort of size, by about that high. And I think I've got one here actually I can show you. I thought I threw it away. Okay, that's the plant there. That's the type of plant it is, and it comes in those. So that was full of growing media in there, which fitted perfectly into that little section there that we created on the last video. And we got some other plants in there as well. Now I've been to my friend's house, like I said I was going to do, and that is a cycled piece of sponge out of one of his filters. But the way he had his filters, he had rods running through, but he had a lot of these stacked up one on top of each other. So what I've got to do is block that hole up, otherwise it's going to suck the water straight through there, straight in the pump, and it's going to be defeating the object by drawing the water through there. So I've got another off cutter sponge here, which I'm going to pull through to that thicker bit at the end, like that. And then with my sharp knife I'm just going to trim that end off like that, and like that. So now we've filled that core up in the middle, you see, with sponge. Just move it around a bit and it will it'll come back out. So now we've got a solid block again. Now if you remember last time I put the I did it with some wires, but with this one it fits perfectly underneath, and it compresses slightly and holds against the power head. So if that's your power head there, that's where the water goes in. It's pushed in under the ledge and it squeezes up against it like that. So now the water now is going to get sucked through it all the way around, and it's going to make for a better filter. So we can pop that in there now, push that against the pond pump. That's nicely in place now. So that's our filtration. That's that bit sorted out. Haven't got the media yet, but I thought what I'll do is I'll let the I'm going to put the plants in, because I've left lots and lots of small holes on the inside. Here's the bowl of plants. There's lots of holes around here, so the roots and the nutrients and the waste from the fish can get sucked in through into there, and it'll keep these plants nicely growing. All these are really simple to grow. Most aquatic plants grow really quickly, really easily, and like super fast. So I've got all different types. What I basically did here is I went down to my local garden centre, who I've been visiting for years, and they're good mates of mine down there, and he basically cut me off lots and lots of pieces from their displays, because they grow like wildfire, these plants, as we know, once they get going. So he's pulled me off lots of different types, and we can plant them all up, and we all got a lot of different variety then, which is going to be nice. So at the moment there's no water in it, because I wanted that peat and everything to settle in here. Now you want to put your taller plants at the back and just push them into that mud, and then just settle them into place. The reason why I put the slate all the way around is because it gives little notches at the back where the plants will hook in and not slide around the glass, and it'll look a bit nicer. Any old leaves like you've got like that, just pull them off. Get rid of all that dead and decaying stuff. If it won't come off, just use some scissors. If you look on the base of the plants, you can see the roots starting to come out, and you can see all the little tiny shoots which are starting to grow out. Now what you want to be doing is pushing that right into the ground like that. I'm just stating my fingernails up. Anyone think I'm planting things? Push that into the soil up to about there, and they'll root lovely then. Keep all these types of things at the back. These are very small. I think I'm not sure if they're irises or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we want those at the back, because then that'll give us that height we're looking for in the back end there. Don't ask me, some of these plants I'm not sure. Some of them are oxygenating and some of them aren't. This is a lovely one. I'm not sure what this is called. If you know, drop me a message in the comments below. That's going to look lovely, that is, but it's going to be trailing. I'm going to trail that one over the edge. So we're going to push that one into the peat here. And let that hang over the edge. Got some more of it here as well. Like I say, with all aquatic plants, as they grow, they'll put out roots, you see. So if you snip that off there and there, every single one of those is a new plant. But I need to take some of these off, because I need a bit of root, so I've got to take some leaves off. And then I can, scissors have disappeared now. That's always the way. Never mind, I'll just pinch them off. And then you can get yourself a bit of a stalk there. Now with that stalk now, that's going to grow roots from there and there. So I'll take those, pinch them off there as well, so we've got a decent one there, okay? Yeah, so like I was just saying before the postman came, and I had to shut off for a second. I've taken those off now, so we can pop those in there. I tell you what I will go and get is my long tweezers from the shrimp room. There you go, that's better. Now we got some decent, we got some tools. So just grab the plants in the base and then shove them down into the mud. Give it a quick tug, and they'll come out and stay in behind there. Then you leave the roots nicely seated in, or seated. I've got all different types of plants here, which he's given me. He was a good lad. I did pay him for them. I gave him a couple of quid. I don't like getting things for nothing. He'll do me a favour. He always does me favours, so it's the least you can do to these people. Even just give them a couple of quid, if you know, if they ask for nothing. It's just nice. It helps them out, and they'll help you out again in the future then. All these plants are going to be a little bit limp because of what's going on. Now with these grow well. These are an oxygenating species as well. I'm rubbish on names of plants, absolutely rubbish, I'll be honest. But the same again, these grow nice out of the water and in the water. The crowns come out above the water and they look really nice. So we're going to put some of those in there, because once it's full up with water, it's going to be full up to water right around in there. So what we'll do again, if we just grip it lightly, then you'll pull off a piece of that, which gives you a bit of stalk again. Some of these bottom ones and leaves, leaving the roots on. And then we can do exactly the same again as what we've just done with the other ones. Just shove that in there. And what else have I got in there? I got some of this, which is pretty cool stuff as well. This is it's called water lettuce, and that's a floating plant. And I've got two types here. I got that one, which is Amazon frog bit, and that's the water lettuce. They're both floating types. They do get quite big, so you're gonna have to keep your eye on that sort of stuff. I think we'll put two bits in there. And they can just go down then into the water here, and then the water will cascade around them. Then that should be quite a nice little effect. What else can I do now? Most of this stuff now I'm going to put in I've got a couple of bits of this left. I'll put this in as well. And then you've got a little mini garden then you can mess around with. This one's going to stay in the shed, because in the workshop, because of the fish that we're going to put in here, which are going to be goldfish, but they're not going to be the outdoor variety. They're going to be the inside variety. They're probably going to be orandas or black moors or something like that we're going to put in here. Some of those little crazy big-eyed fellas, I like those. We'll put some of those in there, I think. So I got one more bit, which I think I'll shove down into there. And I think that'll do that for the time being in there. And now what we'll do is we'll fill it up with water. Now what I've got a big carbon block filter under the bench. If you look back on my other videos, you can see what that's like. It's basic. I'll just show you actually. We'll drop down below under my messy bench. There it is there, you see. And that goes to the koi pond. And that plugs onto there. Okay? But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take it from that end now. I'm going to plug that back on there. So all the tap water now is going to be running through this huge carbon block, coming through that pipe. And then we're going to run that into the tank. So we've got dechlorinated water going straight in. So we haven't got to mess around with dechlorinators. But if you haven't got this, you're going to have to use a dechlorinator, alright guys? Otherwise you're going to start off. And don't forget, you're going to have to cycle all your filters as well, if you haven't got the means to another filter and some filter media like I've got. Right, I'm going to put you on pause. When I come back, I'll have this hose all sorted out. Okay guys, we've hooked that up to the old wandering hose, the big long one. And now we're going to put that in the back. And we're going to fill him up. Now we're going to get some ground come out here. This is going to be an initial fill. It's not going to be the one that's going to stay in there, because you're going to see a lot of earth slowly coming out. So we'll leave that in there as we're speaking. You can see it going up the glass. And then once it's all settled, then what we'll do is I'll siphon out some of that back into a bucket, and we'll get rid of some of that overspill of the soil that's come out. Because I filled it up once before, but when I filled it up I put that ground in and then I lowered the level, then that sucked all that earth and peat down tight to the bottom, and it's blocked up some of the little holes, hopefully, in amongst the side there. So we're slowly filling up. We're not going to take long. We're nearly full already. And then when it gets to the top, they'll just shut that off. I'll let it settle, and then I'll siphon out some. I'll just siphon out some of that debris that's come out from amongst the side there, and then we'll fill it up again. So I'll get back to you when I've done that a couple of times, and we'll look a bit clearer. Okay, guys. Hey, okay, guys, we're back. I've added a couple of more things there at the back there. I put a pothos plant in the back, covered that up with slate. We've got all the plants in there now, all where I want them. Done a couple of quick water changes in there just to oops, sorry about the focus there, just to make sure it's a little bit clearer. We can go down and we can see in there. It's not brilliant at the moment because we're going to have to let this settle a bit. I've got no media in the bottom yet, but I plan to get that tomorrow, and so it'll be a bit of a lapse. So next time we look at it, it'll be have some media in there and have some fish in there. But just to give you a quick update on what I've done, we've got the pothos plant in the back there. We've got all the other plants that we planted earlier there. I planted some amongst in the wall. If you look around there, I said to you, I've left lots of holes in amongst the wall there, so water flow can come through. We've got our sponge now, if you can see, which is level there with the face. So as the water pours down there now, it's going to go through the hole at the bottom there, hopefully in a minute when I'll show you, and we'll turn it on. So I've got some different Amazon frog bit in there. I've got some water hyacinths. There's a couple of different bits in there, some water lettuce as well. I've got a water lettuce up in the top there. Okay then guys, well, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to turn it on, and we'll see how she runs. And there you go. So I think that looks quite nice. Well, you can hear my pond in the background, the big pond, but if you look now, I'll see, because we've got some settlement of the dust in there. So you see we've got that hole in the bottom, and now you can see everything in there starting to spiral around. So that means that water flow which is coming from there is going through. I don't know if you can see it actually. Well, you can. You can see like a little cave in the bottom there. It's going to look so much better when it's clear. But you can see the hole coming through there, and you can see the flow coming through and moving that water around. So that's brilliant. That's just what I was after. I put a lighting up. I put a light up there. See? I'll go back a bit. Ah, there's Spud. I knew he's having his tea. But you can see the light. I made a quick lighting fixture up there, and I took one of my lamps down. I had a spare one of those from my marine tank, so we're using that to light to light it up, because it's a full spectrum, and it's going to grow these plants well. So I'll have that on, set on a timer through the day. But I think that looks quite nice. So next time you see this, it's going to be on the same video. It's going to be maybe a couple of days later. I'm going to put this video out Sunday, so when we look at it on Sunday, it'll have the fish in there. Should be a bit clearer, and it'll all be done. Hey, what's happening, guys? Mark back here. We're doing the last little episode of the mini pond. But before we do that, I just thought I'd give you a quick little update on the koi and how they've been doing after that little nasty fire that we had in the workshop a while back. They're all doing really well now, nice and healthy again. Colours have all popped back, and they're all nice and happy, which is a good thing. Here comes the big chagoi now. As you can see, they're all nicely chewing away. We had a little bit of trichodema on them last time. We got rid of that with that potassium permanganate treatment, and everyone seems to be nice and healthy again, which is nice. Big mama down there, she's a lot better as well. A lot better than she was. She was a little bit tail up. She was suffering a little bit because I think she was a bit egg bound, but she's been up for some food. Looks like she might come up for a little bit more. But she'll probably see me and think twice about it now. But she's a big fish. Yeah, what we're going to do now, we're going to go and do the last little update on the mini pond. And we'll just do a little recap on what I've done. I'll just have a little chat to you about things as I've done it. If you haven't seen the other two videos, it's a start to finish build. I think we've done it in 3 parts. So let's go and have a look. And there you go, guys. It's all finished. We've got the marginal plants in the back. We've got our little fish in there now as well. We'll have a quick look at those in a minute. In fact, we'll have a look at those first because they seem nice and happy at the moment. We've got a pearl scale, little twin tail at the front there as well. We've got a rancho, a blackmore, and a butterfly tailed old telescopic eyes at the back there, who makes me laugh every morning when I come in to see him. They've been in here now for a couple of days. Obviously this has been stretched out over, this last video has been stretched out over the last couple of days with planting it up and getting everything up to speed and getting these guys in. But he does make me laugh. Any of you younger viewers out there can think of a good name for him, drop it in the comment section below, because he does make me smile. First thing in the morning, he comes up with his little boggly eyes looking at him. He just really does look into your soul, he does, when he looks at you. He looks a little bit sad. He's funny. I think I'll try and give him a couple of beans. Normally even after a couple of days, these fish are accustomed to their food. Look, already I can hear that, so we better not disappoint them, eh? Just chuck a few, sorry about that, guys. I'll chuck a couple in there. There you go. and they'll be on it. We've got some lovely little fish in there, which I got from my local fish shop. I actually took some of my shrimp up, some of my yellow sakuras and some crystal blacks and crystal reds from the shrimp room. I took them up and I got these guys for them. I've done a straight swap for these guys, so that worked out well because I've got hundreds of shrimp in there, so that worked out nicely for them and nicely for us too. So they get to see it, they get the new home. And when these guys get a bit bigger, they can go into a bigger aquarium then. But they're only small, they're only a couple of, I'd say about 2 inches body length at the moment, that's all, very small. If we go back now, we can see, you can see from the top, I do love the butterfly tail. Look, absolutely stunning, the tail of the top, if you can look. I'll try and go slow, because they haven't really adjusted to the aquarium yet, and my presence. So but you can see that butterfly, why they call it a butterfly tail. Absolutely beautiful. Really is nice. I've put a heater in the back because I'm gonna keep it warm. What I'm gonna do is, in a couple of days' time, I've got it set up in here, but I'll drain it down probably halfway. Me and the wife will pick it up then, and we'll take it into our living room. I'm gonna set it up in there because I can't leave it in here really because of the because it's a workshop, and I like to bang, crash, and all that sort of stuff in here, and it wouldn't be very good for them. So it's going to be moved. But all the marginal plants are in there nicely. We've got some oxygenating plants, we've got some Amazon frog bit in there, we've got some water lettuce, water hyacinths, got a pothos plant and some gramophilia in the back, and some other trailing plants with the yellow flowers on, some irises. But I think it looks nice with that little bit of slate we did on the side there. I've got it propped up on the bench at the moment. I've filled it up with water. And it's looking quite funky, I think. I think that'd look nice in anyone's living room. It's not a hard build to do, guys. It really isn't a hard build to do at all. I mean, you saw the way I'd done it in the video, you know, with the slate chip-ins from your local builders. You can buy a bag of those. You normally get them in the garden centre section. You can rinse them off. Slate chip-ins, they got a bit of dust on them. What else have we got on there? Obviously the wood, you can buy all the wood in the small bits at the back in the trim section. You can pick that bits up. Silicone, bit of old glass, strip down a double glazed window or buy some glass. If you're a bit unsure about cutting glass, you must know somebody who can cut it for you. Cut it to size. They're easy to stick together with silicone. You can follow along in the video on that as well. And they just make a nice little addition to, I think, to anyone's home or a flat. Somewhere where you want a little pond looking water feature, and you got the sound of running water, and you got your fish as well. And it doesn't look too bad. So we've got a lovely little blade of water there coming over the waterfall. And you can make yours however you like. I mean, this is how I decided to do this one. But you could go higher, you could have a double cascade. It really, it's your imagination, you know, what you do and how much effort you put into it. It really is. If we look down below, you can see the cave behind them. See the cave there? You can see the waterfall just behind it. And you can see the oxygen there, which is coming down. Now that comes down from there, goes under there, and then that water then pushes out through there. You can see the way the sand is pushed out from there, and then that comes out into this main area where these guys are, and it keeps everything nice and fresh. We've got some oxygenators around here in the edges as well, which we've buried in the sand, and they shouldn't pull them out because they're only small at the moment. But you know, goldfish, they like to suck in the sand and swirl it around in their mouths and spit it out again to look for any little tasty morsels which have been hiding in amongst the sand. We've put another piece over there. We've stuck some bits in through the wall into the slate, and likewise on this side. Plenty of little holes for the air and the water and the oxygen to come through, so it's not separated. There you go, guys. I even made you a little tower to go in there as well. Look. There they go. I'll put one little koi pellet in there. just made it out of a very small acrylic box. I actually got the box from it was out of one of the coffee things, one of these little espresso coffee machines that you can buy, and it came with that, and it was actually full of the little coffee pods that you put into the machine, and it was nice and clear. It was made really well. So what I've done is I've just I put some legs on it, some glass legs. I've got some thin bits of glass and glued them on, so you can just about, well, you can hardly see the legs. It just looks like it's floating there. It's quite effective, and these guys are enjoying it, chasing them little footballs around. Yeah, they seem to be enjoying their new little home. Well, there you go, guys, it's all finished up. I hope you like that little trio of videos, and I hope you're going to give it a go yourself. If you do like my little videos, please like, share and subscribe. Like I say, drop a comment if you've got a name for old binocular eyes there, and drop it in the comment section below, and let's see who comes up with the best name for him. Alright guys, I love you all, you know that, you're all stars. Thank you for tuning in, thanks for subscribing, and I'm getting close to 300 subs now, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe I got so many in such a short time. Okay, right then, thanks very much for watching, love you all, you're all stars, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.